food for people in the cities. While many people lived in the cities, others living in the countryside grew crops and reared animals. These farmers and herders supplied food to craftspersons, scribes, and rulers in the cities. We know from remains of plants that the Harappans grew wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed, and mustard. A toy plug today in many farming communities. Only men use the plug. We do not know whether the Harappans followed such customs or not. A new tool, the plug, was used to dig the earth for torturing the soil and painting seeds, while real plugs, which were probably made of wood, have not survived. Toy models have been found and this region does not receive heavy rainfall. Some form of irrigations may have been used. This means that water was stored and supplied to the fields when the plants were growing. The Harappans reared cattle, sheep, goat, and buffalo. Water and pastures were available around settlements. However, in the dry summer months, large herds of animals were probably taken to greater distance in search of grass and water. They also collect fruits like bear, caught fish, and hunted wild animals like antelope. A closer look Harappan towns in Gujarat. The city of Dholavira was located on Khadir Bet, also spelled at Bet, in the run of Kutch, where there were fresh water and fertile soil. Unlike some of other Harappan cities, which were divided into two parts, Dholavira was divided into three parts, and each part was surrounded with massive stone walls, with entrance through gateways. There was also a large open area in settlement where public ceremonies could be held. Other finds include large letters of the Harappan script that were carved out of white stone and perhaps in inlaid in board. This is a unique find as generally happens. Writing has been found on small objects such as steels. The city of Lothal stood beside of tributary of Sabarmati in Gujarat, close to the Gulf of Khambat. It was situated near areas where raw materials such as semi-precious stones were easily available. This was an important center for making objects out of stone, shell, and metal. There was also a storehouse in the city. Many shields and ceilings, the impression of seals on clay, were found in this storehouse. A dockyard at Lothal. This huge tank may have been a dockyard where boats and ships came from the sea and through the river channels. Goods were probably loaded and unloaded here. A building that was found here was probably a workshop for making beads, pieces of stone, half made beads, tools of bead making, and finished beads have all been found here. Seals and sealings. Seals may have been used to stamp bags or packets containing goods that were sent from one place to another. After a bag was closed or tied, a layer of wet clay was applied on the knot and the seal was pressed on it. The impression of the seal is known as a sealing. If the sealing was intact, one could be sure that the goods had arrived safely. Seals are used even today. Find out what they are used for. The mystery it, of the Ind. Around 3900 years ago, we find the beginning of a major change. People stopped living in many of the cities. Writing seals and weights are no longer used. Raw materials brought from long distance became rare. In Mohenjo-daro, we find that garbage piled up on the streets. The drainage system broke down, and new, less impressive houses were built, even over the streets. Why did all this happen? We are not sure. Some scholars suggest that the rivers dried up. Others suggest that there was deforestation. This could have happened because fuel was required for baking bricks, and for smelting copper ore. Besides grazing the large herds of cattle, sheep and goats may have destroyed the green cover. In some areas there were floods, but none of these regions can explain the end of all the cities. Flooding or a river drying up would have had an effect in the only some areas. Keyword city, citadel, rulers, cried, craft person, metal, seal, specialist, raw material, plug, irrigation. It appears as if the rulers lost control. In any case, the effect of the change are quite clear. Sites in Sindh and West Punjab, present day Pakistan, were abandoned while many people moved into newer, smaller settlements to the east and the south. New cities emerged about 1400 years later. You will read about them in chapter 5 and 8 elsewhere. Find Egypt in your atlas. Most of Egypt is a dry desert except for the land along the river Nile. Around 5000 years ago, kings ruled over Egypt. These kings sent armies to distant land to get gold, silver, ivory, timber, and precious stones. They also built huge stones known as pyramids. When they died, the bodies of kings were preserved and buried in these pyramids. These carefully preserved bodies are known as mummies. A large number of objects were also buried with them. These included food and drink, clothes, ornaments, utensils, musical instruments, weapons, and animals. Sometimes even serving men and women were buried with the rulers. These are amongst the most elaborate burials known in world history. Do you think kings would have needed these things after death? Imagine you are traveling with your parents about 4000 years ago from Lothal to Mohenjo-daro. Describe how you would travel, what your present might carry with them, and what you would see in Mohenjo-daro. Some important dates. Cotton cultivation at Mehergarh about 7000 years ago. Beginning of cities about 4700 years ago. Beginning of the end of these cities about 3090 3900 years ago. The emergence of other cities about 2500 years ago. Let's recall, let's discuss, let's do. Thank you.